Dang. I just want to apologize. I want to apologize for cutting and cutting out of the blue and all that nonsense and what and all this other stuff. I just want to you guys. Okay, chat. I want to apologize to some of you guys for just cutting me away. Because what happened. And some of you who are smart had take it, got off the stream because nothing was pretty much happening. So yeah, yep. I don't know where you are. I don't know where you are, but I'm home and I just woke up. Right, it's about 5:35 in South Africa, and let me just let me just try waking up. And oh, Republic Television. Okay, that's amazing. Um, oh my God. Um, yeah. Yesterday's live chat was sort of fun, sort of fun, and I got a really, really optimistic, sort of smart, charismatic. I'm just lumping up words, am I? I got a really intelligent uh, comment on one of my shorts. Um, I talk about how I see the world of a dog. Playfully so. You know what I'm saying? I got commentary on that. This other guy, he was like Starlingy, I think, or chick. God, I don't know, but Starlingy um was like, nah, you're lying. Hunting dogs, African hunting dogs, um, are often starved on the shorts. Because I was talking about the fact that being a dog like kind of cool because you don't really have to do nothing much. You just have to obey orders and just be cute, and all the attention comes flooding to you. That's what I was saying on the shorts. And Starlingy chimed in, and he or she was like, "Hey yo, nah. You're not entirely, you know, telling the truth because hunting dogs are starved, man. Hunting dogs are literally starved, man." That's what he or she kept on emphasizing, and I was like, "Wow, okay, this is amazing." And then, of course, I replied back with a comment that, um, I really that I'm trying to talk about the other qualities of being a dog, besides being starved and whatever, man. And besides, even if there comes a time, where dogs are starved and whatever, I believe that it's a reason. There's a reason for that because as a dog owner, there comes a time whereby your dog has to display willpower. Your dog has to display um, bravery and um, the will to keep going, the will to keep moving forward. Regardless. Yeah, yeah. Dogs are very interesting, Chad. Dogs are very, very interesting. You see, a dog has the capabilities of learning what it's being taught. Uh, Unlike a human being, a dog has the capability of acquiring knowledge and assimilating it and assimilating information. You know, Dogs are very interesting. The dog world is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Um, I was watching a video this other time of dog. I mean, I was watching this other video one time of certain dog trainer. I believe he was analyzing other dog trainers, and on this video, there was a husky and there were two German shepherds, if I'm not mistaken. And then the husky was obviously misbehaving, right? The husky was displaying behavior that was suggestive of dominance, right? The husky was humping a weaker dog. The husky, it kept humping a weaker dog, and then the two shepherds, instead of being aggressive, they were they both stepped in, right? Of course, there was a long-haired shepherd and there was a short-haired shepherd. Um, the short-haired shepherd um kept on pretty much reminding the husky, right, that the behavior that he's got going on is not good for the pack type things, right? Without being aggressive, without because when we see dogs, we always think about aggression and you know utter dominance and all that. But the dominance was like being shown; it was being displayed in a way that wasn't aggressive by the two dogs, by the two shepherds, right? One long haired, one short haired. And then, okay, the husky kept like, doing its thing, doing its, you know, behavior, the behavior that's like dominating the weaker dog, whatever. And then the short hair shepherd, um, lunged in, right? Not so aggressively, but like the short haired shepherd lunged in, of course, kept lunging in, and then I think like two circles were done, right, by the dogs. Two circles were done. The dogs like circled like two times or three times or something like that. After the last circle, the long haired shepherd came in. The long haired shepherd came in, uh, pushed the husky down to the floor, pinned the husky down, right? And looked the husky in the eyes. You feel me? And and the shepherd did that in a very non-aggressive type of manner. Because I myself, even besides having been told by the expert dog trainer, I myself can tell which behavior is which. So the shepherd uh, lunged at the husky, of course, slapping him partially, right, and then pinned him on the floor. Pinned the husky on the floor because the behavior wasn't really, you know, it wasn't really good because apparently the dog was like problematic and whatever. The husky, of course, it was problematic and its behavior had to be straightened, you know what I'm saying, by other dogs. And it really makes sense that if your dog is misbehaving, your dog has to be introduced to dogs that, you know, will set them straight in a non aggressive manner. Trained dogs, of course. You feel me? Not dogs that are straight up aggressive and like will just tear your dog from limb to limb. If your dog has a problem, a behavioral problem, it makes sense that there must be other dogs to set them straight. So just imagine, and I sat, alone last night, and I was thinking, I was having thoughts. I always have thoughts, me. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking, I was having thoughts, and then I was like, "Hey, yo, just imagine. That dog, that long-haired shepherd, literally dominated the husky without actually really sinking his teeth into the husky. Oh, Novaro. Hi, Novaro. How are you? How are you feeling today? You remember that girl? I had to give her a timeout because she was getting too arrogant. Like, I had to give her a timeout, and I just hope that she's never gonna come back here ever. Because if she does, I won't hesitate timing her out again. Because to tell you the truth, Novaro, I won't tolerate people, you know, dissing or bullying other people. Because you remember that day, right? All you were doing is just bringing about your opinion to the table. That's all you were doing. And then this girl just had to come in, act smart and whatever. I just couldn't have it, Novaro. And it was my mistake because I didn't analyze properly your statement, I believe. And you kept answering me, and then this girl kept on interrupting, and I didn't notice that. My apologies, Varo. My apologies. Dearly, sincerely, okay? So, what am I trying to talk about, anyways? So, I was talking about the fact that um, I learned something from, having seen that situation with the husky, with the shepherds, I mean, the long hair, the short hair. And that is to say, sometimes in life, you don't really have to be really aggressive in order to get your point across. Just imagine. Just imagine, because I mean, humans may say that, humans may advise you on that and say, yeah, 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 you don't have to physically fight someone, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. But then you see them tomorrow, you know, um, threatening people, maybe for example. You feel me? But with dogs, trained dogs, of course, there are no inconsistencies, Baba. There are no inconsistencies. You see, with trained dogs, it is what it is. But either way, even if the dog is trained or not, right? Um, yeah, Navarro, yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. I couldn't take that. You feel me? I just couldn't, bro. Because I'm not smart, right? I'm not as intellectual. You understand me, Navarro? I just try my best, bro. You know what I'm saying? Although I am really optimally primed to take information, right, and assimilate it, I'm not really that smart, right? I'm not really that, genius. I try my best. And when I saw how she was talking and how she was reacting, I started realizing that this chick is sort of arrogant and sort of ego driven. And immediately I just had to act, right? I had to act just like this other guy who came on one of my lives and started like saying mean things and all that. I had to take the action of going on over to my studio to restrict certain words. You feel me? Because I can't have that. I really can't have that. And I take it that there are certain people that are gonna come in and say things that they're not supposed to say. Well, I dare them because some words, many words, I already restricted many words. I'm even still trying to think of Nguni phrases because I'm Nguni, right? Originally, I'm Nguni. I'm from South Africa. I'm Swati. You feel me? So I'm trying to think about like phrases that people would want to say, and mean phrases, I guess, or explicit phrases, or phrases that are suggestive. So, yeah, with mean people, when it comes to mean people, Novaro, I just towards such people. Well, first time. I used to be very, very angry, uncontrollably angry. But as time went, I started realizing, nah, 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 nah. Certain people are just crazy. They're just losing their minds. You feel me? And I started, I started being optimistic towards the fact that if they say something mean, I have to act. If they lose control, I have to act. Of course, in them losing control, including the fact that now I have to restrict them, or I have to give them a timeout. Young told. And that's exactly what I did with that other chick who was way in over her head. You see, Novaro, that chick ended up saying weird, weird nonsense like, my dad is a millionaire, he can have your channel taken down. That's what she started saying. She started saying weird, weird nonsense like, my dad is a millionaire, he can have your channel taken down, blah blah blah. I dare her to come in here saying all those mean things because I'm gonna give her a timeout. Simple. Yeah. She was sort of kind of obsessed with getting attention from me for some reason. Some women out here are weird, yeah. I gotta say, some females out here are really, 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 really weird. No, for real, that's so weird, bro. Like, and some people in my society, they think that I have a hatred for women, and actually, I don't. I don't have a hatred for women. You feel me? I don't have a hatred for women. I'm just so strict, with how I associate with women. You feel me? I don't have a hatred for women. And then, people being people, in society where you're from, they see whatever they see, they analyze what they want to analyze. So, hey, some things can't be helped, Novaro, you know. Yeah, just imagine, bro. Just imagine you were yeah, you, you Novaro, right? You're the viewer, yeah, right? And since you're the viewer, you have the right, you have the right to know to formulate whatever comment you have to formulate. You understand? You have the right. You have the right to formulate that whatever comment you wanna formulate. As the viewer, you have the right. You are entitled to your opinions. Same goes for other negative people out here, because people because people out here in Novaro, they are negative, bruh. They're negative. There are certain people that just have the tendency of being negative about things that are even not even supposed to be taken that way. They just have a tendency Nje, of being salty and sour. you know, Taking it from my own life as well. With the kind type of family situation that I'm facing, family circumstance that I'm facing. People, even family, people have this tendency of just being salty about everything. I don't understand. I don't know what to call it. A demon, a spirit, muti placed on them. I don't know what to call it. I really don't, because I tell you now, Novaro, I'm not perfect. I tell you now, Novaro, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect, Novaro. I have a tendency of of thinking bad thoughts myself, because of the situation that I'm facing, and because of the type of family circumstances that I'm in. I have a tendency, I won't lie, right? And in me thinking negatively, lashing out myself because I'm human. Right? At the same time, I don't know how I do it, but there's a level of positivity that I always maintain, that I always keep going. Yeah, I honestly don't know how I do it, Novaro. You know what I'm saying? You're also from South Africa, Cape Town based. Righty. Amazing. I'm also from South Africa. I'm Mpumalanga based. You know what I'm saying? Swati South African. That's how I'd want to put it. Cause my dad is originally from Swaziland, so meaning that I'm Swati. Feel me? Like it seems like I'm not even to say placed under the category of people that are learning the Swati language. I am Swati. You feel what I'm saying? So it's really nice meeting. You know what I'm saying? Logically, I'm not even put under the category of people who are learning Swati in South Africa. I am Swati, South African. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad is from Swaziland. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Oh, as for my dad being Swati, right, and being from Swaziland, uh, to legally be here. So I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. Because if you are a visitor, if you are a visitor in a certain country, um, because if you are a visitor, make sure that you have, the right to be in that place. You mustn't just get way too ahead of yourself and start saying things like, yeah, yeah, Africa, one Africa, what. Illusions. You must you must have the proper documentation if you wanna visit a certain country or if you wanna be of a certain country. They must have the proper documentation. If you don't have that proper documentation, or if you don't even make the means to get that proper documentation, I don't know what it means about you, my friend. I do have the right to express myself in the most respectful, um, mindful manner. You are correct, and I thank you for not booting me out because the situation could have gone south altogether. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. The situation could have indeed. Oh yeah. The situation could have indeed gone south. You are correct. You are very correct. You know what I'm saying? What am I looking for? Yes. The situation could have completely gone south, and it's just my job as the host. As you keep referring to me, I'm flattered. Thank you so much. It's my job as the host to identify such things. You know, people are bullied. Certain ideas are being pushed. Even certain extremist ideas that may be pushed. It's my job to just, I'm cutting this off. Like as in like, I'm on live and then idealists of some sort come in here and they start flooding the chat with their idealism, and maybe their idealism becomes starts becoming too much for other people, including me. It's my job as the host, as you're referring to me, Novaru, to identify and be like, I am. We're not having this right now. We're not having this right now. We're not having this right now. It's my yeah. It's my job. It's my job, Novaru. Oh, it's nice meeting me properly. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's nice meeting you as well properly. Nice meeting you as well. In a proper, respectful manner. You know what I'm saying? Because real talk, besides all that other culture stuff, pop, rap, whatever, this channel is just all about vibes, positive vibes. And yeah, what was I learning? I was talking about what I learned from the German Shepherds. I learned basically that in life, you must never. Not even to say, right. I learned that in life that situations differ. Situations differ. To be aggressive, and then there are situations that require you calm, young, tall. So that's what I basically picked up from dogs. Nonetheless, not even humans, because humans these days are equivalent to chimpanzees. Either way, chimpanzees are a little bit smarter than humans these days. You know what I'm saying? Not even to say these days. It's been like that. Chimpanzees are a little smarter than humans, but humans say the same for humans. Humans are the most dangerous animal in the world, and they're on like probably the number three list. I mean, the number three position of sport, and it's not for reason. It's not for no reason that humans are number three or number two in the most dangerous. No. Hey yo, let me just go off, chat. Let me just go off because it's like I have to get to work either way. Yeah, either way, man, I just learned from dogs, not humans. Not every situation in life requires you to be overly aggressive and be overly physical. Sometimes you just have to dominate in a way that suggests that you don't need to fight with the other person and you don't need the other person fighting you. Sometimes that's how you show dominance. You show dominance in a non-physical sort of, altercated way. That's how you show dominance. Dominance is sub-categorized, apparently. And I didn't even know that. Imagine I learned that from a dog. And since I learned that from a dog, I'm just gonna have to apply it in my daily life. If people try fighting me up, I'm not gonna try dominating them by striking them. I'm gonna dominate them by pinning them down. By pinning them down, bro. By getting them pinned down and looking them in their eyes and talking to them. Since we're human, right? Have to at least pin them down. But if it's a situation where this guy has a weapon or a gun or a knife, now that's another different situation. I'm gonna have to act fast. But when it comes to a person who seems to have aggression problems, I'm just gonna have to dominate them in a way that doesn't suggest violence. Yeah, either way. So that's what I learned from the dogs, even a human being. Because humans, I can't say the same for humans. Chimpanzees are a bit upper tier than humans. If chimpanzees show that behavior, that worsening behavior of theirs each and every time, taking over territory, forcing mates to mate with them. Chimpanzees have such behavior. That's why I equate human beings to chimpanzees and not even human beings. Because chimpanzees are how they are, and I don't know about humans with their inventing asses, with their optimistic, logical asses, with them displaying such behavior. I don't know, bro. I don't know because chimpanzees are a bit better than humans. Yep. We're definitely gonna have a productive day, Novaro, at our jobs, different jobs. Yeah, because besides being trying to do this, trying to do that, we have like real lives that we gotta live. Yeah, we have like businesses to found. We have businesses to forge. We have pretty much we have lives to live. And yeah, chat. With that being said, me and Novaro, me and Novaro are gonna see you on the next one. You know what's going on though. Yep.